Ibrahim Traore, who's looking forward to be supplying rice to majority of the African countries, and this is actually, of course, coming after the U.S. With the executive order that Trump signed, that is going to be cutting, of course, lots of aid coming, or rather, some of the donations that were so much used to literally receive from the
That
states.
fake, that fake aid never touched none of the people. It would go in these corrupt bastards' pockets. That
Mm-hmm,
fake aid never did nothing for Africa at all. They would did
mm-hmm.
all this aid they've been giving, like Ibrahim Traore said, why don't the countries look any better? Well, all this fake aid they've been given goes in these corrupt bastards' pockets, and the other rest is to make sure these corrupt bastards do what they're told to do, or they'll get overthrown. That's
Yep.
it. To fund the CIA is to fund all these terrorists in Africa. All these terrorist groups, guys, are not Africans. They're sponsored by Europeans, like the M23 morons in the Congo. Okay? These are sponsored by Europeans. So none of these people have jobs. They don't make any weapons in Africa. Africa has not one weapon manufacturer. Out to Ibrahim. Yes, start making your own weapons, young man. Understand that. Not one manufacturing of weapons in Africa. So where are they getting the weapons? How are they paying for it without any jobs? No one makes shit, but they got price to pay for $1 million weapons. How'd that happen? Because they do it. Okay? The Europeans do this. All this turmoil and shit all throughout Africa has won individuals that do it. The Europeans. That's what's going on. And really, the Jays who actually control the Europeans. The Jays do it. Okay, that's what's happening. But
Mm-hmm. Basically, that's what we shall be focusing on. I have a video that I shall be sharing under that as we see how they are harvesting the rice. Because we've seen Ibrahim since he came into power, of course, he's focused on agriculture, industrializing the country, which has created, of course, so many job opportunities so far. He's created the biggest pharmaceutical industry we have in Africa right now. And of course, that is
and he's
based in
done it, and he's just listen, Burkina Faso is a poor country, and he's done it without IMF loans, without World Bank loans. What African can develop without loans from these J criminals? That they give
apparently.
him gold that don't do shit. You mean he can
Apparently.
take his actual gold and actually have the people and benefit them? You mean that happens in Africa if you have a one decent, non-corrupt bastard?
Well,
Wow.
apparently. But as we get started, we shall go back to that. I want to start with, of course, the situation still. What is happening in Congo, keeping you guys updated. And of course, because of the war escalating, the number of people who died, we've seen the Wabari that was on Friday under a mass graves, literally. And we've seen right now, actually, or reports coming in a few hours ago, is that schools are being reopened. And this is actually something very alarming. As for me, I believe this is not the right time for school to be reopened. The country is still not under the right state of children to just be going to school anyhow, because we're talking about the same children are going to be raped by the so-called UN peacekeepers, by the so-called, you know, the children, literally majority of the times, because they are the target. And we've seen, and I've reported so many cases of where the UN peacekeepers are accused of rape in these countries that are facing war, funded still by
No,
them.
not again. Not a rape again. What? Who would imagine? Not the UN peacekeepers. Show me
Mhm.
charged with rape again. Come on.
Again,
Are
I
you
mean,
spreading conspiracy theories?
it's not a conspiracy theory. This is what we talk about the policies, like we were talking about yesterday. If you really had our policies working and set correct in Africa, we'd not be having this reputation of reports. And this is why personally I fell in love with media, because I remember when I used to watch stories, the reason why I'd go to literally go back to watch news, a story that was presented yesterday, I want to see it tomorrow and the next day. I want to be kept updated of what is happening. But if you look at literally the mainstream medias of today, all they keep on reporting is the problems, the problems. But what about the solution? Who's gonna try bring the solution? No one. No one tries to literally talk about, oh, we followed up this and this and we see no solution in it, so we need and we call for something else. But because of course the system is all set up the same and they work for the same people who are funding the same wars, makes sense why the mainstream media will not report the truth. But let me share this very quickly. Personally, I believe this is very, very alarming. I don't believe students should be going back to school. The situation in Goma is still very, very bad. There's still actually videos of where you can hear gunshots. We've had them still trying to take over the airport, which the UN itself still also demanded on Friday for it to be opened. And I'm like, there's a lot going on. Why are you demanding for the airport to be opened? Oh, so you can easily take the minerals out as other people die because you don't care, literally. But let me continue with this as we talk about.
The reopening of schools in Goma this Monday lacked its usual atmosphere. While students attempted to return to class, most schools remained eerily empty.
On est venu ici à l'école pour étudier, mais au fait, on a trouvé qu'il
We came to
n'y a
study,
pas
but we
vraiment
realized
assez
there
d'endroits pour
aren't
être
enough
produits
students
d'élèves
because they're
qui
scared.
sont venus à
Everyone is
l'école
afraid.
parce qu'ils ont peur qu'à l'école, il y a ceci et cela. Tout le monde a peur, mais
Despite the M23 rebels' call for schools to reopen, uncertainty continues to overshadow the situation. In the schoolyard, the silence is deafening. Desks are empty, and teachers are left without students.
Number one, let's talk about even the school structure itself. You see how shitty it is. This is a country that is full of resources. That is something that, of course, is not focused on it to be improved. And this is the whole of the African continent. Our schools are really shitty. The public schools are very shitty.
On
Secondly,
purpose, Joby.
the
On
teachers, I
purpose.
bet they are very poorly paid, especially right now with all this war. Which teacher is not worried about their children as well, about their homes? Of course, everyone is worried about their lives. So I'm not gonna focus on teaching people while I don't know what's happening in my house. What is if I'm gonna be able to sleep
True.
there tonight or not? So this is just bullshit of reopening the schools. What else? You look at also the situation of the security. How are literally students.
Oh no, the lights went off. The lights went off, family. So if Joby comes back, I don't know if the lights gonna come back on. The lights went off on her. Power went off. I'll see. I'll stay here 5 minutes to see if Joby will make it back, guys. But that's how Africa works sometimes. The power goes off. So we'll see if it pops back on again or not. I give her 5 minutes to return, and then I'll probably shut it down myself on my end and see what happens.
Okay, I'm back. Can you hear me, Keith? Lights had gone, but they're back.
Yeah, lights came back on you. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, but they're back. Yeah, so we're talking about the situation in Congo, and like I was saying that the school shouldn't be reopened because there's no assurance of security even for the students, and now their safety is assured. So that is a big red flag as for me. Skedi is failing, of course, with his leadership. It makes sense. We didn't choose him as the people. He's been chosen by the
Well,
puppets.
he's not really in charge of the Congo anyway, Joe. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Congo. So yeah, saying you're the president of the Congo is like saying you're president of Nairobi County, Joe. He's not.
Mm-hmm.
He's not president of the whole country because he doesn't control anything. Because you got so many warring factions that the white people put in there. Because Congo's so rich, they steal out of every part of it. So he's like he might become president of Kinshasa,
Mm-hmm.
of the city that of
Mm-hmm.
the capital city of the Congo, but he doesn't
Mm-hmm.
control the Congo at all.
Exactly. And that's why he has failed. As we talk about still failure and as we talk about security, and this is what I'm saying the students going back to school without even the assurance of security is a big problem because we have right now 84 Congolese soldiers. These are soldiers of the country who should even be more dedicated about their country, about their people. But they have been accused of murder, rape, and crimes. This is against their own people. And right now they're facing trial. And we know definitely, personally, the way I've seen how the system, of course, works. Majority of these officials are gonna walk scot free. Those maybe who do not have.
I don't know in the military, Joe, but those are like the low light guys. They probably going to get them because those are not like public officials. So when army does things that heinous, rape, uh,
Mhm,
unless they really need them to keep fighting, they'll use them as sacrificial lambs. They'll just sacrifice them and say, "Yeah, they're bad," and so they can pretend like they're doing something. So they can pretend like they're trying to stop rape when they're not. So they might be used as a sacrifice. Say, "Oh, look what we did. We got these bad guys. Got them."
mhm,
But
mhm,
but if they really need them, if they're really fighting, they'll say no, no, no. The women. They always blame these cultures, society, since they're heavily manly dominated, and they're all corrupt. It's always the woman's fault, Joby. She, she, she. The man couldn't control herself around the woman. It's the woman's fault. It's always the woman's fault. Shit.
You are a soldier. For crying out loud, you are a soldier. What is me being a woman and you being a soldier has anything to do with what is between your pants? Huh? You,
Exactly. It's undisciplined.
your work is to protect, ensure you're doing your work. Your work is to ensure security, is enforced within my area
Exactly.
or
But
wherever
that's
you've been
but see, but
deployed.
you're dealing with an undisciplined military. You're not supposed to rape. Any kind of rape is a crime. Is a national is a worldwide crime. Any kind of military structure, you rape anybody, that's a worldwide crime. But the Congolese military isn't a real military. It's undisciplined. It's wild. It's doesn't have any real leadership. So they're gonna, of course, think they can get away with raping women, and I believe all of it is true. I believe all of it's true. Oh, we're fighting, and I got my right to rape women. These things. Listen, I've been in warfare, and it's a very primal, savage institution.
Mhm.
And when you don't have certain guidelines and rules, since Africa really doesn't, like the Congo doesn't have a real military, it's all fake. So you're not going to have years of standard guidelines that you're supposed to follow. And if you break them, you know that you really have a real government that's going to punish you. They know they don't have a government. Most of them think, well, the government's not going to punish me. I don't know what the hell I'm doing way out here. They don't got no control of this area of the Congo, so I can do what the hell I want to do. So that's an undisciplined military. Um, and and that's what happens, and it makes African women vulnerable for crimes. And that's sad. But go ahead, Joe.
It's crazy. So let me share this video as we continue.
84 Congolese soldiers are facing trial on accusations of murder, rape, and other crimes against civilians. They're accused of having broken into civilian homes in several villages of the Kabare and Kalehe territories in the eastern province of South Kivu over the weekend, raping several women and killing at least 12 people. All these soldiers, they have already killed 12 people whose deaths we deplore, and there have been numerous cases of rape, pillaging, and theft. All that is why they are standing there today. The accused soldiers were brought before a military court in Bukavu, the provincial capital of South Kivu, on Monday. The civil party requested the death penalty for all of the accused. Congo lifted a more than 20-year
Exactly.
moratorium on the death
Sergeant,
penalty in March.
I believe in the death penalty. I told you, I believe in the death penalty. You rape a woman, you do all these heinous crimes. I believe it's time to get you out of there. I'm not the African. Oh, let's just put him in jail. Nope. I don't got no money to house his ass. You getting a bullet in the head. I believe in the death penalty. I don't believe no housing no motherfucker for life. Crimes like this, I believe it's death. You rape somebody, you die.
Sure.
That's what you're supposed to have in your damn military. Like in America, we can't go around raping women. You rape a woman, you die. That's discipline. You're supposed to be protecting these people. You don't want to break in the house and stealing shit. That's because you got military Africans that are underpaid, not even being paid to do jobs. That's why you don't have until you build an economy, you can't build a real military. Because you got to be able to pay your people, and security wasn't paying these people. They had white missionaries that they were paying. White people are not going to die for your country, morons. But you're going to pay them more than your own people. This is the backward thing. This is how you know you've been colonized in the head. You have so much self-hate. You won't pay your own people well and train them well. You'll bring white people from Europe to fight on your behalf who don't give a shit about you. And you'll pay them 10 times the amount. You are fucked up in the head. That's the only way I can. You are fucked up in the head. You hate your own people because you're colonizing white people to help me. And I'm going to pay the white man real money, but I'm not going to pay my own people any money. What? You are fucked up in the head. And that's what Shikedi was doing because he's a moron and he's self-loathing African and like not bad leadership. You guys are on purpose. These people are idiots running these countries. They're stupid for real. Not like they're bad leaders. They're stupid.
Illiterate people, with I don't know, zero education. I'd say the education they're given is just of the big man syndrome, not given the education of even critical thinking. We've talked about that before. No critical thinking of understanding. Hey, this is wrong. This is right. This
Yeah, you think that's common sense? When you get the critical thinking, you think you just have common sense.
Yeah, it's crazy.
A decision criticized by the right activists. The last execution took place in 2003. When we listen to our clans are saying that they were abandoned by their commander. They were abandoned to their fate. They even spent 4 days, a week, 2 weeks at the front without eating, and today they find themselves here. Are they the perpetrators? Who are the real perpetrators? They're even sick people. They're people who we brought from the hospital. They are sick and they were brought here before the judge. Is it not the case that they were sacrificed by their commanders? The town comes as Rwanda-backed M23 rebels have been making significant gains in South Kivu in recent weeks after having captured the key capital city of Goma.
Yeah, so that is what is happening in DRC Congo. Schools reopened. We've seen soldiers being, on a trial, and of course are going to face the death penalty. That is of the murder, rape, and other crimes. It is super, super crazy and sad, but we do deserve better leadership, better military, better trained police officers. Because if you look at also our police officers, they're very pathetic.
But they're saying, Joby, they didn't eat. They had them out there and they didn't eat. So what are they supposed to do? So that's why they committed crimes and robbed. That's what I said. You don't have a real military. You got people out there 5 days that didn't eat. They're not feeding them. Supposed to be fighting a war against the damn M23 rebels. There's no food.
Well, the option is not raping people. The option is going to your boss. Go to your boss.
I'm not saying you rape anybody. I said the food. I said they were stealing food out of there because there was no food. Not to rape anybody. I can't defend that. That's undefensible. I'm not saying that's a breakdown in that means that means you as a what they call commander, whatever you call whatever the military rank, you have not trained your people properly. Anybody raping and there wasn't nobody raped nobody under my command. That what? Your fucking mind? You're dead on the spot. I'll kill you in the field. I won't even wait to bring you back to judge. You're dying in the field. That's not going to be tolerated. So whoever was training these morons, that should have been told. But it's not because they allowed them to do this. This was because the African mind is so fucking corrupt now because they were never trained not to rape nobody. That's what because they all doing it. They're all doing it because that's why they just didn't think they were gonna get caught. That's why they did it so brazenly. They gonna just be going to everybody's house raping everybody. You can't even form a military to do it. Military is based on discipline, Joby. Upright discipline and having an ethic. So these people are unethical, undisciplined. What military can they serve? That's why they lose to M23. They're despicable. And I do believe in the death penalty. So, because I don't have to teach you not to rape nobody. You're supposed to know that. Well, you know, my commander didn't. You're dying. I don't give a fuck about your commander. You're a grown ass man. You don't know not to rape nobody? You don't know this? Then you'll learn it in the next life. But this life, you getting them out of here. You got to go.
Adios, amigos.
Adios. I'm at Airtime's Mexican restaurant in Nairobi. Adios, amigos.
Adios, amigos. It's crazy. But I was saying also if we had maybe also if the same soldiers also had critical thinking, and of course because they do not have proper
critical thinking not to rape. You really got to have critical thinking not to rape somebody, Joby. You gotta have critical thinking not to rape a woman.
What I do if I'm starving right here and I know you're supposed to provide food, right? I'm supposed to come back to you the commander, you the boss. Hey, you sent us on a mission and you've not provided food. So it's you. I'm supposed to come back to you, not to the people you send me out to interview or talk to. You know, beat them up, tell them now I need food because I'm starving. I'm here interviewing you guys. Like you know, so I'm supposed to because I have critical thinking, I'm gonna come back. Hey kid, we're starving, we need some food, we can't do this, we need some strength.
Right.
Raping people, stealing food, and that's not the way.
Of course not. But maybe the commander wasn't in the area. I think he wasn't even in there because most these African commanders, Joby, are cowards. They're not going to fight. So those are not. They're probably back in the capital, which is 1,000 miles away from the area. So they're not fighting. You guys go out there and do what you need to do. The big head nigga is not going to be the one fighting. He's not trying to die. He just wants to be sit up in the capital, drinking his wine and eating good food. He's not out there dying. He don't care about those people. That's the problem. So they too far away for them to go even talk to him. But before they went out on any kind of mission, of course, they're supposed to be properly supplied.
Exactly.
You got to be properly supplied. It's common, but Congo's a basket case, Joby. So they're not going to be. But if they're not properly supplied, you're supposed to train them how to act, how to have integrity, how to act amongst the people. I mean, if I got to teach you not to rape somebody, what? You're not supposed to be in the military anyway. Then I got to teach you not to rape people. That's your fallback position, Joby. Rape. That's normal to you. You see women, I'm just thinking, well, I got no food and I need to rape them. What? I'm putting a bullet in your head. Okay? You getting up out of here. I don't care who taught you. Care if your mama was the only kid. I don't care. Learn that the next life. This life you got to go. Can't run around just raping women. And I don't understand. Yeah, I'm hungry. Okay, I get it. But if you defend the people, African people love him. They'll feed your ass. Go ask say, well, we're trying to defend you. They say, okay, yeah, come here. Let's try to find you some food. You ain't got to steal and beat them and brutalize them. African people are loving by nature. So
that's true.
Yeah, that's true.
Critical thinking again. Relax.
Yeah, man, I got a critically think. I don't know African. I grew up around these African people. I don't know they loving by nature. I'm not stupid.
Because you're
I don't get.
tribal. Because you're tribal. So how would you even understand that,
Oh,
you
that's
are
right. The tribal shit. That's right. The tribal shit. I always forget because I'm not. I always forget. I'm glad you. I always forget about that because I don't know about the trust right. The tribal thing. I keep forgetting that. That's the. You right because I don't. I didn't grow up around. I didn't grow up in tribes, so I don't know. That's right because these would be different tribes. And I. Wow, that's right. That tribal shit is dangerous, man.
It is bad. It is bad because if you grew up with the unity understanding, if you go to any African neighborhood, you can ask for water, which is a norm we have. You can be given water without having to brutalize anyone, force anyone. If you tell them you're hungry, you're gonna be fed, even given maybe a couple of days to sleep. Personally, I've been homeless a couple of times, and I've gotten help from strangers. Trust me, a couple of times. I don't remember a day where I had to sleep outside because I didn't have help around me. I had so much help literally around me, just that, hey, thank you. Just like, I don't want to be a burden, thank you. But Africans are so loving. But if you grow up with that, the tribal mindset, I've seen that effect too. Someone is not even going to come borrow even you cooking oil. They could be dying in their house. They don't have cooking oil. They don't have money for cooking oil. But just borrowing maybe even a spoon because I'm Luo and they're Kikuyu, they'd rather starve to death. Like, bro.
Damn. That shit.
Yeah, it's kind of there. It's really there, or someone is not gonna come by in your shop because you're Kikuyu, because you're Luya.
Yeah. How many tribes? How many tribes they got in Congo? About 100.
Let me see. Let me see.
How many tribes did Congo have? Shit. I forgot that tribal should make everything rough. Wow. That shit.
250.
God damn. 200. They're like they bad as Nigeria. 250. That's why you would rape other people. They're not my tribe. She's not my tribe. I'm gonna rape her ass. She's another tribe. But I care. Yeah, I always forget about that. I always think about like the normal world. Africa's with one with all these damn tribes and shit. Africa's like a whole nother world. I keep forgetting about the tribal thing. So they wouldn't see no value in these women because they're not their tribe. There's some critical thinking what makes you think this person's African, dummy. The tribe is made up. They're like me, but that don't click you right. That's comes to like you right. That's where the critical thinking and you not have to be educated enough. So this woman is you, dummy. Your tribes, they were made up. People had arguments and made these goofy tribes, but literally you're the same person as this woman you're raping.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. Wow. 250, the confusion in that motherfucker. 200 tribes.
It's crazy.
Damn.
It is crazy. Personally, I've seen it, so I understand where the critical thinking literally lacks, or why someone would come just, not thinking you can be kind, reciprocate kindness back, because of the opposition leaders. You see, this opposition bullshit in Africa, it's just so much. All these political parties, there's so many, and then they all come from different tribes. So imagine having 250 ethnical groups in Congo, all these oppositions, apart from the Cape. So, and then they fuel that tribalism against each
other. Yeah, they do.
Bad. So you won't have that critical thinking, even you as a soldier, because you're so politically driven.
Of course.
Everything that is.
Yeah, you're right. But you're exactly right. Wow, that's crazy. I don't understand why would you rape your own, but they're not considered your own people because you're tribal.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's crazy.
It is insane. But as we move on the other news, so this is coming from Niger, where we see the UN is calling for immediate release of the former president, that is Mohamed Bazoum. Remember?
I don't care what the UN saying. We're locking it. They should have went on here and executed his ass by now. So when we had the UN is asking, UN don't give a shit about nobody but they puppets. UN don't care about nobody. The UN. UN is asking for this. Why you ask when the African people starving and hungry, you do anything, but you want your puppet? I'd have got rid of his ass.
They're worried
Yeah,
about the resources, of course, because, like I said,
of
these
course.
are the same people pushing in Congo. You see the reopening of schools, the reopening of airports, and I was like, reopening of airports, people are dying. What do you mean? Oh, they need to transport this. They need the planes moving, not moving the people, but moving the gold and all the minerals. It is so crazy. But let's listen a little bit of what they had to say as we move to Burkina Faso, because we know, of course, this is the threat of what the Alliance Sahel state is doing. So that's why they need, of course, the government to go back to civilian rule, which, of course, supports the stealing of all these resources.
Exactly. Those are their puppets. Everybody keeps screaming, put back in our democracy, put back in our puppets, put back in our democracies. Democracies are phony. They don't exist in Africa. While you got kidnappers in Kenya, it's all fake. It's all phony. These are puppets put in by Europeans to do puppet shit. That's why Africa hasn't developed. Explain to me in 60 years, how is the rich? I told you, it's a paradigm. No one can explain this because we know what it is. Africa, the richest continent. It's not a question. So why are the people poor? They were never poor before the white man showed up. So why are the people in Africa poor and everybody else around the world is wealthy? Oh, because they've been stealing out of Africa and these bootlicking, handkerchief head, backstabbing, coon ass niggas have been placed there with their fake democracy. Africans. They control the ballot. They got CIA in all your countries. So all your fake elections are fake. You think they're not stealing the shit in America? Because you know they're stealing America. You know they're stealing them in Africa. That's why would Africa develop? Like I said, take China as an example. China was poorer than any African country 40 years ago. Why does China look the way it looks and Africa looks the way it looks? Explain these things. So we them in a paradigm. So obviously, when Joby say critically thinking, as Ibrahim Traore said, we've had all this fake aid and democracy shit the white man been saying for 60 years. Has it benefited Africa? You can't show me shit. Is there any rich African country? No. Not one. And they live in the richest continent. You ain't got one African rich country? How's that possible? Oh, but before the white man came, all Africa was wealthy. So, explain to me like I'm a 2-year-old child. How can Africa be the richest place and the people be the poorest? Now, explain to me. Explain to me this. You go to the Middle East, they call it ain't the Middle East. That's Northeast Africa that the Arabs stole. I don't like that fake term. That's Africa. You speak to about how's the desert now is rich like a Dubai and a Abu Dhabi, which has less resource, less money than Africa, but is built up and modern. But Africa still lavish in poverty. How's that possible? Oh, because of bootlicks, scumbags like this nigga here. I'd have been got rid of his ass. You're a traitor to your people, and you gotta go. See, if this is a revolution, the puppets gotta be gone. You got to go. When the Rothschilds did their fake revolution in France when they overthrew the king, what did they do? They didn't keep the king locked up. Rothschilds chopped off his fucking head. What did they do when they stole Russia? They took the king and queen of Russia. They murdered the whole family. And they wasn't even bootlicks. This is a bootlick. You got to go. So I'm like, listen here. Tell your family goodbye, hug them. I'm not kill your family, but tell your family goodbye. But you are not going to make it to the end of the week. Okay? You sold out your people. You didn't mind it. See, you haven't had accountability. You bootlicks getting office that you can steal from the people, getting money to your people. I'm here to show you those days are done. So I'm going to make an example. And Niger, you should have made an example out of him for all the bootlicks in Cameroon, Nigeria, Kenya, everywhere. I'm making an example out of you, bootlick. I'm sure because if we ever overthrow you, there will be no run away to another country. I'm going to try you for treason. I'm going to find you guilty because you are guilty, and I'm going to execute your ass. See, Africa never has no accountability.
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be accountable for the crimes you committed to Niger. Selling all the resources to white people, people in poverty, no lights. I'm executing your ass. And that's going to send a message to all the bootlickers like the Tenabus, the Rutos, all you. Because if you ever get cool, you're going to have to be dealt with. Go ahead, Joby.
Lack of accountability. There's a time I said I was doing a research on percentage of accountability, people who like accountability globally, and Google couldn't give me any percentage because most people don't like accountability. I'd say most people globally, so that's why even literally getting a percentage of how many people like this, it's not even there. It's not there.
The United Nations Working Group on Arbitrary Detention has called for the military.
They put a bullet in your head. You can try any corruption in China, they get you up out of there. It ain't even telling you, they put a bullet in your head, you are gone.
As they should.
Is of Mohamed Bazoum and his wife Hadiza on Monday. Bazoum was overthrown in a coup in July 2023. Since then, he and his wife have been cut off from all outside contact. They have been detained for a year and a half in a wing of the presidential palace in Niamey.
He living off the presidential palace, chilling. Nah, palace. Nigga, I'm putting this motherfucker in a jail cell.
No.
Only Africans do some stupid shit like this. I'm punishing, putting them in the presidential palace. We living good, eating all kind of grapes and strawberries. Nah, I'm putting you in a dirty prison, and then I'm a goddamn give you a trial, and then I'm executing your ass.
You shouldn't even be allowed to talk. Why is he even? This is something I believe the junta.
Because that's African people, the love, and then they don't want to. African people are scared to hold other Africans accountability. I don't know why that is. They won't hold nobody accountable. That's why the corruption stays going. There's no accountability. And the reason why that's why nothing comes good to Africa. Why you don't get the TikTok shops and all the other shit, because it can't operate. It's like it goes from top down to bottom. That's why your doorman's asking you for child. That's your job. I mean, you out your fucking mind, child. Your job is to be the doorman. They pay you. I don't. Can somebody be my doorman in America asking me for some money? Like, what are you talking about? Right?
It's insane. But as we move to this video, of course, understanding the power dynamics, of course, the people with the power are being threatened by Ibrahim, Niger, Mali, because of the move they're making, which is, of course, awakening so many Africans. African youths are seeing the development of these countries, the way peace is being, restructured back in the country or being regained back in the country, which is very, very amazing. Without any aid.
They see the country run well. They see the leader actually cares about African people.
Yeah.
About lining his own pockets. He's saying we're all Africans. He actually believes, hey, we're all Africans. These borders are fake. We're all Africans. He don't want to hear about your tribe. He's telling you we're all Africans. It doesn't matter. These borders are fake. Go ahead.
So let me show this there quickly. I love this AI commander.
You know what, Coach?
So if you hear me laughing, I'm laughing at this AI. I like the way it commands the voice.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Intervlog. I said this is Intervlog. I'm back with yet another mind-blowing revelation from the heart of Burkina Faso. The governor of the Hauts Bassin region, Madame Mariama Konate, came out on Friday, January 31st, 2025, to show the world that Burkina Faso does not need Donald Trump's U.S. aid.
No.
We are standing before history in the making, before a revolution that is transforming not just Burkina Faso, but all of Africa. And at the center of it all is the visionary leader, the man of action, the hero of the people, Captain Ibrahim Traore. Today, we take you to the breathtaking plains of Banzone, where a new dawn is rising for food security in Burkina Faso and beyond. The wheat and rice plants here are not just growing, they are flourishing. They are fresh, vibrant, and thriving under the bold agricultural policies of President Traore. The fields stretch as far as the eye can see. This is not just farming.
And Kenya's 10 times more fertile than damn Burkina Faso, 10 times. Burkina Faso is almost like in the desert area. So so should nobody be starving in no Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Most irritable land. Should nobody, Africa can feed the world 100 times over with real food. But they want to put GMOs in there so to fuck up your land, fuck up your crops. And who wants to back all the puppets? Go ahead, Joe.
This is a revolution. What we are witnessing today is the impact of visionary leadership. President Traore did not just talk about agricultural transformation. He acted. In 2024, he purchased 400 tractors to boost food production in Burkina Faso. 400 tractors. And today, we see the results. The Banzan Plains, covering 450 hectares, have dedicated 100 hectares to wheat production. A groundbreaking initiative.
Rice, Africa taught the world how to make rice. So when they talk about, that's when the Africans stolen from Africa, came over and taught the Americans how to make rice. These are Africans, they taught the Chinese how to make rice. Rice came out of Africa. Good.
Initiative never seen before. Burkina Faso is rewriting its history. For too long, Africa has depended on foreign wheat and rice, importing tons of grain when we have the land, the people, and the resources to grow our own. But today, under the leadership of Captain Ibrahim Traore, Burkina Faso is saying no more. No more dependence, no more imports. The success of this project is proof that Africa can and will feed itself.
They gonna try to kill you.
The impact of this initiative extends beyond just agriculture. It is revitalizing rural economies. Thousands of jobs have been created in farming, harvesting, transportation, and food processing. With an increased yield from these fertile lands, local markets are now buzzing with activity. The sight of fresh, locally grown wheat and rice-filling marketplaces is a powerful symbol of self-reliance.
Why would you be buying wheat from fucking Ukraine and Russia? This soil is fucked up. When you got the best land in Africa, why would you buying wheat from people that land is fucked up? Don't have the minerals your land does. These are facts. Why would you buy wheat from Ukraine and Russia? They were crying, we must stop the Ukrainian war, we must have the wheat. And the wheat.
Critical thinking again. Because I remember that was last year when I went to the village some time back and I found my uncle still planting wheat. I was personally shocked. I was like, hold on. I don't remember the last time I saw someone literally still farming wheat. So this is amazing of you to see you still doing it, because so many people there have lands, but don't even plant this wheat itself. But they're going to come, when they need it, they're going to either go buy to the market or come to my uncle, buy it, or even coffee. And I'm like, you guys have the land. Why don't you just plant everything here?
I didn't know how to do it no more, Joe. It's lost information, I guess. I don't know.
Exactly.
I'm asking you why we buy wheat from Russia and Ukraine. Their soil is 10 times worse than Africa. You have the best heritable land. Like Joe said, why won't you grow your own wheat? Why Ukraine? Yeah, we must stop the war because we need wheat for Russia and Ukraine. What? You're in Africa, moron. You're the best land on the planet. What are you talking about? It's crazy to me. Go ahead, Joe.
And prosperity. Vlog is speechless. The sight of these flourishing wheat plants, the sheer vastness of these farms, and the energy of the farmers are enough to send chills down anyone's spine. This is good governance in action. This is a leader who understands the needs of his people. Captain Ibrahim Traore is not just talking about development, he is making it happen. He is setting a precedent for all African leaders to follow. And the farmers, they are full of energy. Full of optimism. The president of the cooperative, Mr. Mumuni Cabre, expressed his deep satisfaction. He and his fellow farmers are motivated to take Burkina Faso's agricultural sector to even greater heights. The government has not only provided them with the necessary equipment, but it has also equipped them with knowledge, with skills, and with confidence. This is how a nation builds itself. Even the governor of the Haut-Bassin region, Madame Mariama Konate, Nyanu, was impressed during her visit. She saw wheat plants in good shape at the spawning stage. This means that the farmers are doing things right. They are following the advice of agricultural experts, and the results are clear. This is what happens when a leader believes in his people.
Exactly.
The impact of these reforms is visible in every corner of the region. The improved irrigation systems, the modernization of farming techniques, and the introduction of mechanized agriculture.
The countries even don't have the irrigation system anymore. Crazy.
Have all played a role in making this dream a reality. Every farmer working these lands is a testament to the power of investment in agriculture.
You taught this shit to Europeans 1,500 years ago, and yet you don't know how to do it in Africa. You brought this shit to Europe, to the Moors, 1,400 years ago. This is fucking crazy.
And guess what? Les Moulins du Sahel, a wheat flour production company, has committed to buying all the wheat produced this season. This means that Burkina Faso is not just producing wheat for the sake of it. The country is building a self-sufficient economy where every grain harvested contributes to national development. Can you believe it? This is industrialization unfolding before our very eyes. Exactly. Imagine a Burkina...
Sanctions don't matter because now you make everything in country. Fuck your fucking American sanctions. Fuck your British or European sanctions. Who cares? Motherfucker, I make everything in-house. That's why you must have manufacturing. Can't nobody sanction you for nothing. Or we're going to stop your food. What? African countries, you're supposed to feed yourself. You got the best land. Stop what food? Motherfucker, you crazy? Well, the European land be all frozen, all fucked up and lacks nutrients. And you talking what? Listen, you can't. None of your sanctions will work on me. We're going to do what the hell we want to do.
And mind you, they steal our seeds and take them to, what's that place? They take the indigenous seeds.
They take the seeds, they put them up north. There's a seed bank. I think that's in Sweden or Norway, some fucking where.
Maybe we should prepare for any emergency. What emergency? Stealing our own indigenous seeds and then bringing us GMOs and telling us save and prepare for emergencies.
Because when they destroy the world, they're gonna need real seeds to replant because GMO's fake. It's not real. It's all engineered nonsense. But through any kind of you can take a GMO seed if you know the technology and 0 it out and turn it right back to its natural state. Everything can be turned back into its natural state. Because you can have it's called 0 point energy, where you can take everything back to its natural state. And sadly enough, the Africans are going to know that. They're going to learn that. That's going to fuck you Europeans up. You're not going to be able to destroy Africa, Europeans. You tried forever. Tried to murder all the Africans off. Tried to steal everything they got. Still stealing. You're not going to be. They're going to learn. It's going, like I said, street knowledge. When I was on that TikTok panel Thursday, these are kids in their 20s knew what I knew. Asking, where do you come from? I was like, motherfucker, what? They're allowing this, they're not getting banned. So they're going to street knowledge, they're going to learn how to take your GMO seed and turn it back to nature. They're going to learn that to put it under the sun is the way you do it. You can change any GMO back to its original form, back to its organic state. Africans are going to know that. Right? They think that kid knowing how to build a car with no power, with no damn. They're going to know that because God is going to download that information into the children.
True. And I believe through use of also the organic manure, the manure literally itself. I believe it's somehow, I don't know, I'm not sure of the details, but I believe it can also still bring back to life.
But I know they're going to be able to, I know somewhere in Africa, some kid's going to get a download in this dream from true God. This is how you change the seed back to organic. You're like, what? Okay. This is how we change the seeds back to organic. Oh, shit, that's right. You're not going to, white people, you're not going to be able to destroy black. I've been saying, you're not going to destroy African people. African people are the universe. They're actually the real chosen people. I'm sorry. You're not going to be able to destroy African people. Where they tribal, don't know. They want African people, one people. You won't be able to destroy them. No matter how much you try, you're not going to be able to. Go ahead, Joey.
Okay. Chachi John Mosquito, karibu
Burkina
sana.
Faso.
Can I have some poets, sir?
Where we no longer have to import staple food crops. Imagine an Africa where every country follows this example and builds its own food independence. This is not just a national achievement, it is a continental awakening.
Exactly.
Other African nations will look to Burkina Faso as a model, as proof that self-sufficiency is possible with the right leadership and vision. But let us take a moment to reflect on the significance of this agricultural revolution. Beyond food security, this is about national pride. This is about proving to the world that Burkina Faso, under the leadership of Captain Ibrahim Traore, is no longer willing to be at the mercy of global food markets.
Right.
We will not be controlled by fluctuating prices or supply chain disruptions. We are taking control of our destiny. Think about the young men and women in rural areas who now have jobs because of this initiative. Think about the families who can now afford to eat well because food is available at lower costs.
Exactly.
Think about the businesses that are thriving because they now have local suppliers instead of relying on expensive imports. This is not just about farming. This is about transforming lives. This is what true leadership looks like. A government that prioritizes its people, that invests in their future, and that delivers results. This is exactly what Captain Ibrahim Traore is doing. His policies are not just theoretical plans on paper. They are actions that are reshaping the economy of Burkina Faso.
And like you said, now you're smart. Now you industrialize the country. You make manufacturing, but then, like he said, you educate your children. Your children will pull you out of any poverty. You educate them well. Your children will pull you out of any poverty because your children are where your innovations will come from. Your children, so you give them good education. In 20 years, your African minds will be innovating all kind of shit. You're like, what? You think that Zimbabwe kid knew how to do shit? Educate African children properly. All your innovations will come from them, and you'll dominate the world. Go ahead, Joe.
Let us not forget the environmental benefits of this initiative. With local wheat and rice production increasing, we are reducing the carbon footprint associated with importing these staple foods from overseas. This means fewer emissions from transportation, less dependency on fossil fuels, and a more sustainable agricultural system.
I seen that lady just pass, that lady had a bad wig on her head. That lady just passed, like, you know, her wig was bad. You know what, you guys know what Cote d'Ivoire just did, right?
No.
Right out of Bikini Faso, the next country, right by Bikini Faso. You know what they did, right? You ain't gonna,
they banned fake hair.
Yeah, you knew it already. They banned fake hair. they banned wigs. They banned black women wearing fake hair. Like, oh,
someone made the comment here on Friday on the chat. So I was like, yeah.
They banned it. They banned women getting mad. They banned. You gonna start wearing your own hair and learn how to do it. We're banning this shit. You can't keep paying these people billions of dollars for this fake ass hair. Like, what? I said, oh shit. And Cote d'Ivoire banned the wigs. We're going to.
Yeah, but I didn't think you noticed the wig already. Yeah, I noticed it too.
For future generations.
The wig was bad.
Ladies and gentlemen, Intervlog is more than excited. Burkina Faso is showing Africa the way forward. This is what leadership looks like. This is how a nation achieves food sovereignty. There is no more space for foreign wheat and rice in Africa. We have what it takes. We have the land. We have the workforce. And most importantly, we have the leadership. So today, we stand in awe. Today, we celebrate. Today, we say thank you, President Ibrahim Traore. Thank you for your vision, for your determination, and for proving to the world that Burkina Faso is unstoppable.
Yeah, so I want to share the rest, but basically you've gotten the point. is doing amazing things in the country. This is going to be the first country, like we had literally said, is gonna change majority of the countries as well in Africa.
Yeah, that's why he's dangerous. That's why they gotta try to kill him. He's dangerous because these corrupt bastards won't be able to explain themselves how Burkina Faso is doing this in 2 years with no loans and has no debt. They're not doing with IMF. They're poorer than Kenya. Mm-hmm. They're poorer than Tanzania. How are they doing all this shit since they're poor? But there really is no such thing as a poor African country. That's what the white man did. No such thing as poor African countries. If you take back your sovereignty and do what you need to do, you're wealthy. And so that's, in 10 years, Burkina Faso won't be considered no poor country. I tell you that. But that's when they're gonna constantly try to put a bullet in his head. See, they're not trying to be nice, say, we're just gonna lock Ibrahim Traore up. They're trying to put a bullet in his head. How many assassination attempts? 25. Shit's crazy how many they try to kill this man. Because Africa's not supposed to work right like this. See, Africa can work like this. Hey, people not crazy. These bad leaders are there on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
On purpose. You can get good leadership like him and be youthful. He's Joby's generation. Shit. This man's taking over, so you don't need these old motherfuckers talking stupid to you. Man's 35 years old. Took power when he's 34. How's he 34? He knows what doing. I only listen to these old elders. Hey, told you, old niggas, sit down and shut up. I don't hear no old. He's an old elder. Okay, but go elder his ass over in the room and shut the fuck up. Do that. You old people in Africa haven't earned respect. Shut up. Let the youth take control. I'd rather have a young Kenyan than an old Kenyan any goddamn day take control of Kenya. Because they got vision and they'll try to do right. You old niggas want to be, I'm the big head nigga. Okay, well go be the big head nigga in your house. Go away. So he just showing what can be done. And Mali also now is out of debt. Ain't that funny? So I'm waiting for Niger when how soon they're gonna become out of debt. But Mali now don't owe anyone from the IMF or the World Bank either. So 2 countries out of the 3 are now all debts are gone. Because Africa, you're not supposed to have debt.
We don't even have debts.
Well, not really, because the debts are phony. Right? The debts are phony. Because if I was, but them, they paid it back. If I had any revolution overturn the country, I tell white people, you better kick rocks. Your debt, my debt is done. That debt is, I'm not paying none of that shit back. I don't care what you think. And I don't need your help. I'm an African. I got everything I need in Africa. All I got to do is raise an intelligent workforce. So education is going to be my number 1 issue. That's going to be free. There's more than enough money to have free education in Africa. There will be no more school fees. That's gone. That's gone. I need African kids to learn. Tribalism, I caught you doing these tribal shit in school, you're fired on spot. And when you do it, it's not going to be, well, I didn't know. I told you, don't do it. Somebody reports you, you're fired on sight. You gone. So I'm going to make an example out of you so everybody else can see I mean business. I'm going to make an example out of your ass. He really fired somebody who said they could cool you. Can I see if you're a lure and you a Canberra? Yeah, you fired. Get your ass out of here. You fired on the spot.
Period.
You're going to be all Kenyans or all Africans. And these kids to be able to grow up in an environment of being African first. So education first. So when I leave, those children and their minds are going to develop us out of any poverty that we've had. So I got now a whole generation of educated Africans. What? I'm going to let them, the inventions they're going to come up with is going to be mind blowing. I'm going to take a bus and yeah, I did that shit. That's right. Education. That's right. Look at Kenya now, motherfucker. Everything's being invented here. And all the land, we're growing everything. We don't need to import anything from nobody.
No
We're self-sufficient. Nothing.
No AGOA. No free trade to the US. But yes, as we to the end of today's show, I want to say thank you to everyone who has been with us. But this has been the conversation we've covered today. We've spoken about the situation in Congo, that is Goma, the schools reopening, the soldiers, 84 of them facing trial.
You said you don't continue. All right, we see you. You know, don't let your Nigerian girlfriend hurt you. Temple said he wants to meet your Nigerian girlfriend.
Yeah, we've also spoken about the UN demanding the release of Niger, former president, and I hope that doesn't happen. I hope oppositions are not going to be paid to, of course, tell the people. Some people getting paid.
They got to close those American and British embassies, Joe. Because those embassies got to be closed down. Send them people home. Send all white people out your country. Because majority of them are spies. They all got to go. They there to overthrow your country, especially if you now have revolution going. My first thing, all white people must go. I don't know what you are. I don't know. So instead of me trying to figure it out, you got to go back to Europe or wherever you go, but you got to get out of here. I don't care if you go back to Europe, but you got to here. Because I don't know which one of you are a spy, which one of you not. I don't know.
Those should be the executive orders signed by presidents if they come into power, but they won't. But anyway, family, we're wrapping it up right there. Thank you so much once again for tuning in to the Pan-African Bliss Show. To those who shall be watching this on a replay, hope you guys enjoy. Subscribe if you're new here. But I'd love to hook you up with 1, 2, 3 amazing supplements we have on our store, or rather on our app.
Let me make one statement. Let me make one statement. This is going to be my PSA. Oh, Joby, bro, so lights go up and go get you. I might be my computer. This is my public.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you back. It might have been my computer. This is my public service announcement called a PSA to white people in Kenya, white people in South Africa, white people in Zimbabwe, white people in Namibia, wherever you can. There's gonna come a time, especially white people in Kenya, you people stole land. It's gonna come a time, I'm telling you, within the next 50 years, where you're gonna be forced out of there. The youth, the babies that are gonna be born in the next 10, 50, they're not gonna accept it. Not gonna hear from their mom. Joby might be a grandma, but they don't want to hear from her ass. They're gonna want that land back. They're gonna want the land that was stolen back. That's coming. I'm telling you. I'm giving you just my loving warning to you. I would tell you to give that land back or sell it, but you Indians gonna get it too. I'm telling you, it's coming. Because what you've done to African people, the wrongs must be made right. The wrongs must be made eventually right. Okay? That's how the universe works. It's called cause and effect. Might take time. We gotta do it on God's time. Going to take, but all wrongs must be made right. It's called cause and effect. You can't steal shit, build wealth off of it, and expect you to keep it. It's not right. So this is my PSA. I would tell you to be nice to African people. I know it's gonna be hard to you because you're wicked, but I would just tell you, be nice. If you're in Africa, you better be nice because your day is. I don't know why you can't. I see it. I don't know why you don't see it. The African's not scraping and bowing to you no more. He's not shuffling and docile. They're starting to know too much. And that rage is going to come. They're going to take this shit back. And ain't no UN, no African Union is going to stop it. No one's going to be able to stop taking back what belongs to them. You know, Joe Biden went to some damn rainfall 2 years ago, some shit, some Indian owned in Africa. What? Some waterfall they went to, some Indian lady.
I've forgotten about that.
Huh?
I'd even forgotten about that. Yeah,
I don't forget about nothing.
Yeah.
Three African girls had to beg an Indian could they go use her waterfall in Africa. What? That's not going to be tolerated. I'm telling you now. That day is coming. Africans have been taken advantage of, exploited, hurt. So those rights have got to be made wrong. And for your own good, I would tell you. White people is coming. I see it. But anyway, much love, guys.
Yeah, much love, family. Have yourselves a beautiful day. Let me hook you up with some brilliant focus formula so that maybe you white people can reason, okay, get this on the BHFN sports page. Right. Understand that the time is coming.
Unlock your full potential with Brain and Focus, a powerful supplement designed to boost mental clarity, enhance memory, and sharpen concentration. Made from a blend of scientifically proven ingredients like ginkgo biloba, omega-3 and essential vitamins, Brain and Focus is crafted to fuel your mind. Our process ensures maximum potency and effectiveness, delivering the perfect balance of brain-boosting nutrients. Take just one capsule daily, as prescribed by your healthcare provider, and feel the difference. Whether it's powering through your workday or staying sharp in life's challenges, Brain and Focus keeps you at the top of your game. Stay sharp, stay focused, and stay ahead with Brain and Focus. Brain and Focus, fuel your mind, achieve more. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition Store.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm gonna do this tonight. That's why Africans have the lowest IQs. You guys know the highest IQs in the world right now are 3 African children, 3 African Americans who are Africans. The highest IQs on the planet. Africans are stupid. They have low IQs. We're gonna show it on tonight's show. The 3 highest IQs on the planet are 3 African children. Children are making up what's happening.
Yeah, so much love, family.
Back to make it up again. Greetings and salutations, everyone. Here is